line. Tell them we up next. You can't stop that. This your favorite podcast. Every show is lit, baby. You know what we finna do. Slick gon' talk that slick talk. He gon' get political. Okay. Do not switch topics. Nope. Niggas is toxic. Poppy shots don't always saying something wrong. But if you don't like it, what we saying, nigga, oh well. We try to tell you, baby, this might not go well. This might not go. Hey, that's it. One take. We're not even doing it again. Keep that. That's the one.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of This Might Not Go Well. Yeah. Episode 141. We in the building. You already know who it is. It's the host with the most, B Breezy, aka Poppy Sazon.
Yes. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Slick Grayson. How y'all doing out there?
You know how this goes. Please download the Alive Podcast app on iOS and Android, and please follow us on all social media. This might not go well. If any branding deals, business opportunities, please email us at thismightnotgowell@gmail.com. Episode 141. We're back. How you doing this week, brother?
I'm doing good. Before I even get in, I want to say I appreciate you for holding it down last week, dropping a little fun episode for the people, Maximum Toxicity. Make sure y'all still tuning in, y'all. I know we switched over to a live. We over there, but we everywhere else too. So make sure y'all show love and get y'all spins in. We here. Now, when it comes to me, I'm feeling good. I've been working my ass off in a lot of different spaces. So just, last week, a lot of stuff caught up to me, to be honest. Had to do had a couple homework assignments, had a couple personal things, had some work stuff to get in. It was just like, God damn, I was trying my best to be ready for this pod. And it's like, there's not enough hours in the day, or you got to find the time, right? So now I'm just trying to put focus on that. But while I was away working, getting shit together, I was listening to a lot of podcasts, a lot of basketball, a lot of media stuff. And it's just like, man, this is for the love. I think sometimes I take it too serious, or not serious enough, to the point like, all right, fuck, I'm doing this for, or like, you know what? Nah, how do I articulate this and say the right thing and yada yada yada? And it's like, nah, it's like barbershop talk. It's where we come to get our shit off. We get to have our conversations, turnkey things that we've talked about in our other group chats, or just individually or together. So man, we here. So I'm happy to be here this week for 141. We gonna spin the block. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling okay, man. I don't know. The past 2 weeks been, honestly, bro, I don't know, man. Daylight savings came around, so shit getting dark out here. But I'm excited. I'm ready for the holidays. Everybody know I love Thanksgiving and Christmas, so that's good. But honestly, just trying to maintain and do great, man. You feel me? Honestly, I can't really say too much how I'm feeling this week, but I have a quick question for you, Slick, because I've been watching Shits and Giggles, the Basement Yard podcast, and their little, the duos, right? So since we didn't record last week, I just have a question for you, Slick. Like, do you miss me when we don't record, or do you miss me if we don't? Do you when it's about to be the podcast day, you be like, damn, I really miss Brian. Do I come to your thoughts, man?
Why the fuck would you not preface that question in pre-production before you bring me some stupid shit like that?
I'm wondering if you miss me when I'm not around. Let me know.
We talk like 3 times a week. I talk to you more than some of my family. What the fuck?
Okay, but that's podcast though. I'm talking about it's Wednesday, and tomorrow's podcast, because we usually record this on Thursday. If it's not a special occasion, we record it earlier in the week. Side note, be like, it's Wednesday. Now I'm about to link with my boy, Bree Razy. We about to record, I
guess, sure. We'll say yes so you can have.
Come on, give me a little bit of love. Come on now.
Yeah, I guess.
And I need some James and Fool High love from you, okay? Do you even listen to Shits and Giggles?
No, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's why I said a little preface would have been nice. All right, Brian, you want me to be honest here? I will say this. This has become a part of my routine, whether I feel like doing it in that moment or not. And last week not being able to...
routine, nigga. I'm talking about me. Do you miss me?
I'm getting there, bitch. Damn. What I will say is that, yes, I do miss the congeniality and the fun that we have when we do this shit. Because no matter how I feel when I start, I always enjoy what comes out of this, and then our friendship and our brotherhood. Shut, they being gay. Shut up. Anyways, I can't say that.
Now,
Right?
why bros can't be transparent for? You see, I love you, man.
I love you too, but I don't.
Come on now.
I didn't need people to. Whatever. Anyways, yeah. Yes, you got it. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that. You see, it took a little tug of war, but we reached where we had to reach. Okay, appreciate doing this show with you. Now, let's get into some news because we missed a lot this week. We're not covering everything, by the way. We ain't doing all that shit. But I want to start out with some sad news because this one really hit my heart first. R.I.P. to Matthew Perry, man, from Friends, a wonderful actor. Even from 17 again with Zac Efron. That's one of my low-key favorite movies. But apparently, he was found in his pool at his home in California. And people have to understand, like, I know black people don't really like Friends that much because, it's a bit off of In Living Single. And I understand that. But you have to understand, growing up in New York City, CW, even before CW, when it was, what was it called before, Slick? Like
WB, Warner Brothers.
Yes. Yeah, WB. At 6, they used to do double back-to-back, and at 11, they used to do double back-to-back. Now, if you didn't have cable in New York City around that time, you was watching Friends. You didn't have the options that we had now with streaming services. So whatever was on that TV, you was watching. So every time after school or whatnot, I was watching Friends, Kings of Queen, 2.5. What's some of the black shows too? Like Everybody Hates Chris. Before it went to
My Wife and Kids.
My Wife and Kids.
The Fresh Prince. The Cosby Show.
What's the one with S.N. Atkins when there was like the divorce? Half and Half. The one with Lisa Ray too.
Oh, All of Us.
Even Eve. The Eve show was fire.
But it was stupid because her name was Shelly. And I know that's like a cliche. It's a corny joke to make, but it's like that was really one of the dumb. They never called. It was like it wasn't a middle name reference. It was like just gonna name the show after the most famous actress.
So I grew up on those shows, especially Friends. Just watching that. So I watched like every season more than like 3 or 4 times, not by choice, but just what was on TV. So Matthew Perry, especially his character Chandler on the show, really played a huge part. And I would say some of my humor comes from him sometimes because I think I gained a little bit of his sarcasm. So R.I.P. to Matthew Perry, man.
No, that's offending. I think what you think. I'm not going for like I always say. My mom enjoyed Friends, so I watched it. I appreciated the show. As I got older and realized like the cultural context behind it, I pulled away. But I could still throw an episode on here and there and get a good chuckle. The one with Ross and Rachel, when Ross cheated or did cheat, it was a break.
It was on a break.
Shit, niggas have been there. We understand, but I think that. In his case, he suffered with addiction. They created a foundation in his name to help fight addiction. I think that's the thing with any kind of ailment such as addiction or mental element. No matter how much great work you can do, all it takes is one moment, and it could really, that relapse is crazy. So I do send love and healing energy, and shout out to Chandler, man, because Chandler was a funny character. I think his comedic timing, it really made Friends, because no matter what was happening, either him or Joey's going to say something outlandish or out of pocket, or that's Phoebe. The 3 of them said something really outlandish, out of pocket. I was like, oh, shit. That was, even as a black person, I could appreciate that joke. So definitely rest in peace. A shout out to all the work he's done in trying to help other people fight their addictions. And he's hoped that the association that they've created with him, the company, that they're going to do great things. So
I'm sending prayers to his family and to his friend's family as well. And also, real quick, R.I.P. to Bob Knight, man, legendary college coach. He passed away at the age of 83. Legendary. Honestly, Slick, he couldn't coach in this time. That nigga was throwing chairs, roughing up his players. He would have got canceled if he continued to coach at this era.
I'm about to say, but you've seen the trend of like high level college coaches leaving between the transfer portal and like players, going to schools for the bread, not trying to go to win, and like doing what's best for them because the NCAA has done what's best for them. Over the last 100 years or so. So it's definitely, in terms of Coach Knight, he was a legend in the game. I always laugh though because I'm like, dang, when you think legend, it's like how many championships this nigga won? 3? I'm like, god damn. 3?
That's a fact.
But it's also, you think about the college game and how many like dozens and dozens of teams every year have a chance. And it's like, it really just comes down to, what's going on in your era. So definitely RIP to Coach Knight. Shout out to the legends, man. Like one time.
That's a fact. On to other bad news. Justice for Elijah McClain, man. If you didn't witness the news, the officer who killed him has been found not guilty and has been acquitted in his death, man. And it's just so sad because it was just a young black man who was going to the convenience store and going home, and look at him now. He said he'd get tragically murdered, and now his death is not even going to be, there's no justice for him, bro. And it's just a reminder every day that, bro, racism is still there, even though there's people out here in this world that don't want to acknowledge it, it's still around, because there's no way in hell the officer put him in that chokehold, and then the paramedics injected him with other things to make him pass away. And it's just so sad, bro.
No, 100%. I think it goes back to, I guess this might not go well, but it's the same pattern of events that always occurs, right? A heinous crime happens, law enforcement does a little too much, and somebody ends up losing their life. And guess what happens? Like, it becomes a national outrage. They say all the right things in the moment, but we all know court proceedings are designed to take a long time, especially in this case, because why? Our attention spans as a public are notoriously short, and in the last 20 years have gotten notoriously shorter thanks to smartphones, thanks to constant access, and being in tune with so many other things happening. So I'm not going to harp too much on that. I do want to send healing energy to Elijah McClain's family, because at the end of the day, you experienced a loss that a lot of us we see it, but everybody don't understand it. And, again, we're going to spew the same rhetoric about justice reform and dismantling systemic racism. But at the end of the day, the people in power hail from an era, regardless if you're in a liberal or a conservative state, where this is the norm, right? And then the idea, hi, Miss Rosa. And then the idea of changing that doesn't work, because what happens when a younger person tries to get into those seats? They say they're unqualified. They find things that, the narrative is always turned against preserving the old guard. I'm not saying voting is the right way. I'm saying the system is broken. And I think acknowledging that is the first step, but this might not go well again. We have to wait for a lot of these motherfuckers to kick the bucket and then hope the right people are getting the right credentials to be in these seats and have these conversations. But then when you also have things like, in swing year elections, the power to appoint a Supreme Court justice for life is given to different sides, and not saying which side is correct, because it's like, as much as you want to say Democrats don't be wilding, them niggas be wilding too. You know what I mean? So look at Joe Biden with the we're in debt and we're sending billions and billions of dollars to fight all these wars, but you're telling me I got to pay my little $200 back? Like, I'm in school, bitch. Leave me the fuck alone.
That's a fact. And also, it's important we didn't mention this at the beginning, but it was election day earlier this week. It's important to vote to these small elections, because this election day was the bro pass. It wasn't really that many media coverage, because no quote unquote power positions were up for grab. But it's important to elect, especially next year. Next year is going to be a huge election, because I think almost every seat is up, and plus we have the presidential debate as well. But hold on, with that said, I want to give a special shout out real quick. I'm so upset that I did not give him his. I'm so upset I did not give this person his shout out. I also want to send huge congratulations to Yusef Salama. Am I saying his name right?
Oh, Central Park 5.
Yes, from the Central Park 5, he has won a New York City Council seat. Shout out to the other black woman. Yes, shout out to the other black woman who became the first mayor in Philadelphia. Shout out to you guys. We just want to put that out there too. Now, speaking on politicians, this is a great segue. Slick, do you know that 3 people has been charged operating a high-end brothel network in Massachusetts and Virginia with a clientele that include elected officials, military office, governor contractors, and security clearance? What's your thoughts on?
Didn't they tell us about this in Scandal all them years ago? That niggas be paying for pussy. It's not surprising. I think it's just like, damn, be careful where you get your dick wet at.
So you see now, you know what? I'm not. Maybe these two are not together, but this makes me even look at the Deshaun Watson case a little bit more now. Because even Robert Kraft was in the massage parlor getting it in. So that means that you will be that. Be careful. Be careful fucking with that, because once they have your name on the list out here, you don't follow suit. What the state property say? You better get down or lay down. Niggas will blow you up out here though. But I mean, honestly, bro, they're in a stressful job. They just want to get their nut in. I ain't gonna hold you.
Shit.
Hey.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, I get it. I don't know. I think the older you get, this might be this like maybe hopeless era part 2. And this is just like, you think about work and like time, like the more, I feel like the more stressful the career, the wilder shit niggas be into. Cause like, how the fuck do I decompress from this shit? But I was just like, yo, y'all running a whole brothel, my nigga. Like, y'all ain't think y'all gonna get caught? Like you told the wrong nigga he couldn't come inside, and now guess what? Y'all all going to jail.
Facts. As long as you know these are not human traffic victims and these are willing consent sex workers, then hey bro, do your thing. Do your thing. Because speaking of what you just said, remember back in the days we found out like powerful people was into dominatrix play, like them high power people would love to be dominated by them girls in the leather outfits and shit. It's what you say. Niggas be having a stressful job. Niggas want to be taking control over sometimes. But this one was chaotic. So last week, Slick, have you been paying attention with Keith Lee versus Atlanta?
He said, don't ever eat motherfucking Atlanta without saying it.
That nigga came like Omar in The Wire, bro. That nigga came down Atlanta and stirred shit up. This shit had everybody on tilt, had Keith Lee responding to Ocho Cinco and the night. Shout out to Unc. Yo, this shit was, and the thing about it was Keith Lee handled this very maturely. He told niggas, do not send them hate comments or anything, but you know you can't stop this internet era, bro. What's your whole thoughts about Keith Lee experience in Atlanta?
As somebody that's followed Keith Lee, like this might sound crazy. I literally planned my 30th birthday around like his reservation. Like I wanted to go to Vegas to try the oxtail at Calabash. Like that was like between that and Usher, I was a highlight of my 30th birthday. Like to be able to do stuff like that and see some of the restaurants he recommended. Like if you follow his platform, he has always said if shit is not up to snuff. Now, what do we know about Atlanta? I've never personally been, but from people that have been there, they say it's like a black oasis, right? You're going to have fun.
Yep.
There's going to be some ass. You might see some man coochie, but you feel me?
You mean bussy?
Yeah, you might see some bussy or some dussy. But the real shit is that, like, what happens when you got, like, too much black shit? It's more about people going to the hype and getting their stuff as opposed to the quality of it. You got a lot of different people, competition, restaurants, you know, trying to maintain the hype aesthetic. We all been to black restaurants. What black restaurants you ever went to? And think about New York, where you was going to get food, ambiance, party, and quality service. All in one spot. Don't say Woodland just because the burger was fire.
Oh, come on. Now, the chicken and waffles was fire, though.
Chicken and waffles was fire.
Syrup.
Chicken and waffles. It's going to be mad niggas on your head top. It's going to be some big John shaking ass by your eggs. Might be a bad John, too. You might be like, oh, shit, you can shake your ass over here.
Wait, remember that Halloween party we had at the 4040?
Yeah, but that was different, bro. And that was like 6 years ago. That was like 8 years ago, high key. Think about it. Think about in the last 3 years, what spots have you...
Whatever that girl was that wore that cat outfit, I still love you.
You're a wild boy. You're a real wild boy. But nah, like, think about spots, like, we're not, especially post-pandemic, bro. I know Atlanta ain't shut down for the penny, but a lot of those spots that were up there are no longer doing what they were doing at the time. So it's like for Keith Lee to go there, and he's going for food. He's not going to see no joint shaking booty. He wasn't with the homies. He's with his wife and his family. He wasn't out there on Demon. He was out there on a food tour. Is it shocking that he found on that tour that the food was not doing what it needed to do? It doesn't shock me.
And the thing about it, it was not more so the food. It was more so the service of the shit. Some of their rules, I don't know which one was it. Milk and Honey and Old Lady Gang. Niggas was talking about no takeouts, no call-ins. You can't you got to be a party of 4. If it's more than that, is a dub. You can't do this. The rules was crazy, and we come from New York where niggas say you can't wear hats and all that other shit to some spots.
You can't show up in Timberland boots and a sweatsuit. Like, yeah, nah, it's a
you
dub.
know. But their rules was over the top, and the thing about it is. The crazy thing about it is the reason why he had a problem with it was he sent, usually if you don't know about Keith Lee, how he runs his operation, he don't actually go into the spots himself no more, even in disguise. So what he used to do, he used to put on the disguise to not get recognized. Now he sends his family, especially his sister, because people know it's his wife now. And they was getting denied service until he stepped out the car and went to the spot. And then that's when
magically,
when it was a 2-hour wait, now all of a sudden the table was clear. Now all of a sudden now they over here giving him all the high praise, and that just shows that they value more of the celebrities more than the actual people, and that's why a lot of Atlanta saw that shit and voiced their opinion. They've been holding this frustration because a lot of people don't know Keith Lee been on this food tour for a good minute. He went back to his hometown in Detroit. There was no issues.
Chicago, New Orleans, Texas.
Yeah.
Like, he been around.
No issues. Giving out good stuff, giving out tips and all that. As soon as he got to Atlanta, and that means that shows me that niggas in Atlanta was fed up with niggas for a minute now. And they just needed someone with clout to really voice their opinions, and they let that go. And also that nigga from Milk and Honey, you make that whack ass TikTok talking about you don't know who Keith Lee is, and now you over here, now you went to a radio show talking about how he damaged your business. I thought you didn't know him.
Oh no, you know what it is? It's clout. Old pub.
Come on now.
Nah,
and also, you know, also last thing before we get to that, one thing I didn't like was that I kept focusing on the negative parts, even though he said he wasn't putting out negative reviews. I forgot all the positive. Shout out to the bodega in Atlanta. He got them. It was Keith Lee approved, and they got mad businesses. Shout out to the Jamaican spot that he went to, and he also went to one of the soul food spots. Guess this? This lady made $2,500 that day. Guess what he tipped? $2,500, double that for that day, and that wasn't getting talked about. And y'all was over here talking about this old lady shit and the milk and milk and honey, and forgetting all the positive shit that Keith Lee was giving. And, you know, shout out to Ocho Cinco. He did his research and he apologized. But before y'all start talking about Keith Lee, really do your research, do your homework. Shout out to J Man. Do your homework on the content creator before you give your advice. I saw a lot of people on Twitter, fuck Keith Lee, get the fuck out of my city, but don't even know his content. If you watch his content, you see what he do. You see the positive stuff they do, and that's why Ocho Cinco got ripped to shreds on Twitter. Niggas was on his ass, bro. Niggas was firing him up after his comments on Keith Lee. So, for any future reference for that, do your research on the content creator before you speak.
Well, we know how that goes, bro. Honestly, people just like to react. It's like half of it is social media trolls. They just be saying negative shit to say negative shit. So I don't even be tripping off that.
That's offended. Now, on to other celebrity news. Lori Harvey. She back at she. What's like the lease? Like, cause she's leasing these niggas at this point. She's
definitely in control. Her Infinity Stone. She really grabbed every nigga that every girl on Twitter said they wanted. She had Future. She had Mike B. She had Damson. She going through all the brown.
Diddy and his son.
I'm about to say she got the brown aesthetic. She got the whole brown aesthetic locked up. Just to end up with like some white dude next. I guarantee it.
Bro, Damson, you gave up your friendship with Michael B. Jordan just for a 14-month lease, my nigga.
Shit.
For a 14 months lease, my nigga. And my nigga, you was acting real different too. That's why niggas was laughing at you. I know right now at that time when you was like, oh, niggas is hating because I got the baddest bitch. Nigga, we was like, nigga, you acting like you never had a bad bitch before. You was over here doing all this XYZ, jumping in her cake. And I'm like, my nigga, you don't understand. You did for a short time, not a long time, buddy. you was leased. Yeah, you was leased. Yo, Snowfall is over, my nigga. You not that popping. Okay.
They said, you're not that guy, pal. I feel bad. That's my guy. But you know what it is? They said that it wasn't like how before Mike B just said it was over or Future. Stop me, Harvey. I don't want it. It wasn't. It was like, all right, we cool. Might have been like, it wasn't hitting. And she young. He young. He got to figure out what his next move is. You know, Snowfall done. So what show he about to jump on? What he about to fuck with? She's still building her empire. So you never know. I'm not gonna send no ill will and make no crazy joke.
Oh,
But she
I'm gonna make some jokes over here because
that least comment was crazy. I was like, shit, yeah, she definitely did. She is switching these niggas out like a new car.
it's literally 12 to 15 months. Once it hits the 1 year mark, shit start to get rocky over here.
Now let me ask a question.
Less and less.
Hold on. Do you think he might have popped the question or tried to be like, let's get more serious and do something? She was like, fuck out of here, you gotta go.
Oh yeah, nigga, fuck. There's still more Infinity Stones I gotta collect, nigga. The fuck, who the hot upcoming nigga right now?
I was trying.
She about to get at that.
Nah, I don't know, bro.
But now, what's your thoughts, real quick, before you get to the next stuff? What's your thoughts on women galvanizing behind it? I don't have no problem with what she's doing. Now, I want to put this disclaimer: I have no problem with what she's doing. She's young. She has this access. Niggas really don't know what she's doing though, but she's doing her thing though. Shout out to her. What's your thoughts about women? I would like to be a little politically correct when I say
women
this.
Putting the battery in her back and hyping her movements.
Yes. What's your thoughts on that? And more so relating it to them.
I think that we, as a community, we especially Black community, minority community, we like to live vicariously. And it's like, remember when you was little, like, yo, yeah, Megan Good, my wife. Nah, nigga, that's my wife. No, you got Cenat, Lathan. Like, remember all of that? Like, it's in that similar vein where it's like, yo, that this young lady who you can't, I don't want to put her down. You can't say it's talent because we don't know what she does. You feel me? Yeah. Like, we know she's pretty. She got great parents. She come from a situation where she's around this element and she's been able to scoop Trey. Well, we didn't even say Trey before he was Nasty Man songs, but she done had every dude that
for his face too.
Had a couple, crazy. But she had, even after she had a couple of dudes like that. A lot of women have pined for, and it also kind of leans into that like liberated woman rhetoric that we've heard a lot about. Which is, again, as a woman, you have every right to do what you want to do. And again, we still don't know what she does. All these niggas is her boyfriend.
She's the face of the modern woman.
But no, but think about it. These are all her boyfriends. So I guess that's the part where I'll be laughing. I'll be like, that nigga, you took. Never mind, I'm not gonna go there. But that, get what I'm saying? You feel me? So I get it because like, aesthetically, you're gonna ride with it because it's like, hey, cool. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of like, I think it's easier to equate 30% of someone else's situation to yourself than the 70% where it's like, oh nah, you fucking up.
Where Slick could say it in a political way and say, you're not her, okay? He just basically, for short, you're not her. So yeah, you can congratulate her. She's able to do that. But you better stay with your Pookie and Ray Ray, girl. Don't act out of line now, okay? What's your thoughts on the Cenat jail marathon, the 7-day jail marathon, and the whole social media debate of him glamorizing, him popularizing the jail culture and everything?
He is a streamer. He is the number one streamer. How do you stay number one? You do outlandish shit. The fact that it was a skit, I laughed about it because I'm like, why are we doing think pieces about this? There is so many other things we could complain about. This young Black man is making his money. Is jail a taboo subject in our community? Absolutely. But the fact that this young man, who again, I'm not going to look Harvey him, but what does he do but get on camera and just show his personality, right?
Yeah.
The fact that he created a lane and he could do stuff like this and put other people on around him to do this shit. Like, I can't be mad at it. Is it in bad taste to use jail? Sure, but it's in bad taste to do 90% of shit niggas rap about. You feel me?
Exactly.
So it's like all forms, not all forms, but a majority of the forms of entertainment that are living within the community right now can all get that same asterisk. And it's like, I'm not going to trip about it because I think when I watch content, I'm not as impressed. But for young people who thought probably, oh, he really in jail doing this wild shit, I want to go there, that look fun. That's where you say, okay, cool, I get it. But that's why you put out disclaimers. Or that's why you come out and say this is all a skit. You feel me?
But that's what I want to touch on that a little bit. If you have someone young watching this and thinking jail is cool, that means that person's environment is not good. That means there's people in that person's life that's not guiding that person right. So with that said, I think we should be more focused on the system, not to bring it back to systemic racism and all that good stuff. We don't have time for all that. But I think we should more so focus on the system because my whole thought process is, okay, he doesn't do the jail marathon. Does this stop kids from going to jail, committing crime, joining gangs? No. Even if he does this, it's still going to happen regardless. And they're not going to be like, oh, Cenat did it, so I'm going to go in the hood and think No. There's more factors that goes into a person going into the jail system and going to the life of crime than just a stream. No kid is just going to watch stream and just automatically start committing crime just to go to jail. It takes more steps and it takes more factors and it takes the environment. So for us focusing on that is very hypocritical, because then we're going to have to talk about the music. Then we're going to have to talk about video games. Then we're going to talk about school. Then we're going to talk about resources in neighborhoods. If you're not going to talk about all those other things, don't talk about just a 7-day stream, which had more people, had more IG comedians in there that everybody knows. He had Drewski. He was playing that. What was that nigga from Longest Yard? The Terry Crews character, the Hamburger Man. Had that nigga stuffing a McDouble between his pants. He had Ben the Don. He had a whole bunch of other IG. So if you are, because that's another thing about it too, is with the Keith Lee stuff too. Niggas who are not familiar with Kai Cenat content wouldn't understand that this is entertainment. If you got to understand, these young niggas are a fan of him, so they know what he does. They know his friends and the characters, so they're looking at this more as content, as entertainment, than actual, oh my god, jail is cool. And that's why I tell people, do your research on niggas' content before you do think pieces such as this.
You asking a lot.
You're right. You're right. Now, real quick though, Mr. Beast have put the African government on blast right now, because this man took 6 to 8 months to build over 100 wells in Africa, and now you have African governments sending him letters and making statements that he's embarrassing them by being able to build 100 wells and do good for people. And it shows a lot of the corruption that is going on in these governments. What's your whole thoughts on the Mr. Beast situation?
Everything looked good. Everything cool till somebody do some shit that you could have did years ago, huh?
Because I'm looking at them like, bro, y'all upset that he built 100 wells? And it's kind of crazy, because we have these governments here. We literally have Joe Biden told us about student debt. Couldn't get that done. And now he's sending billions of dollars to multiple places, and he can't get a student. He couldn't even get us $10,000 off our shit, bro.
Yeah, no, it's nasty. I really watched, like, it's some wild shit, because it's like, again, the government, this might not go well. The government in a majority of these countries, including ours, is not built to protect the people. It's built to protect the interests of the country. And a lot of times the interests are not the people directly in front of them. It's foreign relations. That's why they always say, look at a country. If you want to know how a country is situated, look at their foreign policy. They don't give a fuck about what's happening on their own soil. You can see people dying. What's going to happen? Nothing. But a guarantee, something that could be an international incident, that's when you see mobilization. In America, let's be real. I'm going to use the smallest example I could possibly think. Remember that box of candy they sell at the movie for? Or you can go to the dollar store and get it for $1, like the Swedish Fish, or the Juju Beats, all them shits, like the little bottle. Yeah. That shit used to be $1, right? That shit has been marked up 150%. Them shits are $2.50 now for one little ass box. Same amount of candy, probably less candy in the box, if we being honest. Think of the cost of living has done the same thing. A mortgage to buy a $500,000 house used to be what, $2,500? Now you're probably paying like 4 G's, and you're still on the hook for everything else. Think about that. Have wages increased? No. We might get a couple percentage points here. Is that changing the way you live? No. Everything that you give them this tax. I think I retweeted something the other day, or I definitely saved it. It was like along the lines of like, yo, the money that you get in your check is taxed. Anything that you buy is taxed. Anything that you own is taxed. So you're taking my money on every transaction, whether you're giving me something, I'm getting something, giving something, taking something, keeping something. Think about that. But wages have not increased. They don't give a fuck about us. In Africa, we already know. We've seen it. To go, the work and amount of, like, it has to be humanitarian efforts to get these wells put in. And then guess what happens? A famous white person does it. Now you're making us look bad. You got to relax. No, do better.
Guess how much this costs, bro?
$2 million?
No. He just raised more than $300,000 to build over 100 well that is giving clean water to up to 500,000 people in Cameroon, Kenya, Uruguay, and Zimbabwe.
And it's funny, right?
Less than $1 million.
We donating billions for a war that we sending our people to die in. And honestly, we didn't even send our people for real yet. Like they on the out of bounds on like I got next, but we can't feed the poor. We can't in our country. Think about it. Homelessness. How much money would it take? Think about it.
I think it was like $22 billion.
Universal basic income, establishing a rate that every tax-paying citizen receives that can cover their basic. If you send every family $2,000 a month, or give them a stipend to put that towards a monthly expense, you know what that would do for the economy. And I think that's the part that people miss. It's like, things can be done.
Guess this, but I just looked it up. According to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, it will cost $20 billion to end homelessness in the United States. We gave triple that to foreign aid.
We are true. Well, what did I say? Our interests are vested overseas. We don't care about home base. Home base gonna be fine because guess what? They can make a law. It's like, who do they squeeze? The middle class, people that keep the country running. It's all about the people with the power and the money. Same thing in Africa. Yeah. It's more about status and bread as opposed to it is, basic human rights. It's people have a right to water. People have a right to clean water, clean infrastructure, clean housing. You feel me? And it's like, what do these governments do? Oh, I'm gonna fatten my pockets. I'm gonna go where the interests are. Like, it's trash. And I think just as a society, we realize how trash it is. And like the weight of not being able to do something, that shit is really frustrating. Because like, what else can we do?
That's offending. I need one of those rich friends that teach me how to do the tax shit. I ain't gonna hold you. Yo, hit us out in our DM at this might not go. If you know how to do with the tax tricks that these rich niggas be doing, let me know. Okay,
I'm gonna just step in front of a bus or somebody that's driving a nice ass car. Like, all right, bro, just run me 150,000 and we straight. That'll reset my life. I don't need $1 million. Bro. I just want to reset. Like, I think that's the craziest part. Like, just let me reset. Pay off some debt. Get a little piece of property, a little down payment down. And then, figure it out from there. But I think that's the hardest part. I've been doing some, I guess this might not go well. Sorry, I'm slick ranting.
Get to your political slick.
But I've been doing some research, and it's like we talk about race and things of that nature, right? But when you really look at this, like, the system was never designed for us to win. And now we are currently seeing that with how the country is running. And it's like you say, it's not about political parties. All the Trump jokes, I ain't going front. I know I'll be joking. Like, yeah. Who's gonna make my taxes? Who gonna hook me up with a little bread? Like, who's gonna make my life easier? You feel me? Because it's like you think about these tax codes and things. Think about even PPP. Like, them people got off. It's like it's funny when you really gotta say, a nigga need to scam them to make a living. Like, what degrees? Done spent
top
all
3
this
regret in my life,
bro. How many times we gotta get degrees? How many times like I gotta watch the government tell me, I can't. You owe me X, Y, and Z. But then you sending money to people that don't pay taxes here. For what? Foreign policy that's doing what? Killing people that did nothing to you. All of the strength of like, we got guns. Like, when you really think about the American history and agenda of war, how I always bring up, we go to war and we get involved in bullshit whenever we're in a recession. The other part is that when going back to universal basic income or something along those lines, if you give people more money, they do what? Spend more money. Okay, you can't give people more money. Alleviate some of the financial burden that they have so they can spend money on other shit. And that's
why I don't understand. Because if they eliminate student debt or eliminate homelessness, and niggas have money, I'm telling you, Americans are consumer crazy. They're going to spend their bread on shit. Bro.
You can cut a grant. So you're saying cancel? Because you know what it was? This is the language that they use that fucked it up. Biden was never going to get that bill passed because why? It's canceling student debt. That means no one gets their money, which again, not fair. I'll completely to somebody that has enough money to fund student loans and things of that nature. Fuck no, I'm not going for that. If you go and send money to these other countries, invest some money, take that same money and pay the people here so you can relieve student debt. It's like, and every time the shit come up with it, we just relieved 2 million people student debt. By how much, nigga?
Come on now.
So it's a dirty
shit's sad, bro.
Let's go talk about some fun shit.
Sad. Let's talk about music. What's your thoughts on the Megan Thee Stallion Cobra song?
I'll listen to some of it. Visuals. I think the tweet that I saw that perfectly summarized it. They was like, this might not go. It's like, yo, you think she was tight? She had to sexualize herself to sing a song about depression? And I was just like, that nigga spitting. Because like the subject matter of the song, I get it. Like, you've been through a lot, and I support you. And even coming with an artistic means and doing something that sounds a little different than what you've normally done, leaning into like that. We know Meg is a nerd. Like, I appreciate the fact that she owns her nerdiness. and to, put it forefront using that rock sample to kind of get the song situated. I dig it. But it's like, oh damn, she half naked singing the song. Like, god damn. Like, this was the treatment. Was this your treatment for the record? That was my question.
But she got a new body. Not I don't want to say new body. She worked for her new body because she actually went to the gym and all that.
She looked good.
So she got to show that shit off though.
I seen the video that
she knows that with this type of song, it has to come with the visuals to keep people interested. Because she's not talking about regular hot girl shit.
I didn't watch the rest. I don't think I've watched the video again since it dropped. That's how I know. Like the Captain Hook shit. Oh, I'll watch that like 40 times. I'll have no problem saying that. then the regular shit, the toot, I'll shit replay.
Now, what's your thoughts about the Party Fontaine line that she caught him in bed getting head? Which I ain't gonna hold you, women, y'all switched up on Party quick. That nigga got feminist tatted on his stomach for y'all.
It's not.
What's
about
your
that.
whole thoughts on that?
Because one, in the switch up, in the regards to the switch up, it's like anytime you bring up cheating, it's no matter what. If somebody say if the bigger artists say you cheated, guess what? Nigga, you about to get slimed out on the internet. It don't matter. No Drake sliming you out,
and he did bad by posting the future. Nigga, whoever on your PR team should have told you not to post Future, my nigga.
But no. Everybody. But then, all right, let's play devil's advocate. In some cases, could it be embellishment? Could he have cheated? And maybe she saw a text message and she's like, nah, I'm gonna put it like this in the record. He could be saying it's cap. It's true, but it's cap. It could be like, all right, she's just saying this because we broke up. There's a lot of different layers to it. I just feel like, you know what? It adds to the layers that she went through a lot. And we were here saying like, oh, how is that nigga dealing with the fact that his shorty was doing all this, that, and the third? He just got to sit there and take it. And I'm not justifying if he did do this, like, that's okay. It's not. Like, there's conversations and things that can be done in that regard. But we said this as men. Nigga, you was fucking who? And who? And again.
And then you getting the beef with random niggas, and they telling you they fucked your bitch, the baby soldier. I'm like, nigga, that had to hurt. I knew that had to hurt.
And then it's just like, all right, I get it. Like, fucked up. It's OD fucked up. Like, yo, y'all broke up. And it's like, unfortunately, it happens in the midst of this probably most trying time of Meg's life. So whatever he did do, if he did that, he wilded. But if he did something even smaller, like in the midst of everything happening, it was going to hit him that way.
Shout out to the Joe Budden podcast because they mentioned this point, and I kind of agree with them. I kind of have a problem with her putting that in her song. I don't mind. I think the way he held her down in public by defending her and not saying too much about all that came out and kept his mouth quiet. I would like for her. I would have had like for her to keep that breakup silence. Dude, this like, and feel free to disagree with me, especially the public. I understand, I don't really have too much of a dog fight in this, but I'll say like, yo, since he held it down in public, he cheated. Okay, leave him, but don't put it in there because y'all broke up clean. He went with Jada Kingdom. You went with the soccer player.
That nigga
just keep that shit a clean breakup. Nobody needs to know what happened between y'all for real.
That nigga the male, Lori Harvey too. He pulling rabbits out of hat. He got Jada Kingdom, he had Cash Doll, he had her, then he had the other little Spanish joint from Love and Hip Hop. Dream Doll. Most likely. Oh, bro. Go back to 2014 and teach me your ways, brother. Tell me. I gotta get feminist tattoo on my stomach when I was 20. Say less. I'm there. It's done. It's done.
I could. Mel, we say this all the time. Male egos is fragile.
Oh yeah, you break my heart.
We knew that. We knew that when that court case was happening, he was finding. I'm like, I was hoping that he heard that from her
before.
Yeah, because if that was the first time, and I think we're gonna go with the latter. I think he heard about most. I think he heard something new in the court case.
They was explicit. They were saying she was getting fucked. Let's keep it stacked.
And you was fucking your best friend's nigga. That ain't put you in a good limelight. After you was on that Gayle King and said that you didn't. But shout out to you, Megan. I salute you for that song. I like that you went to this direction. Keep doing your thing. Let's get to sports before we get to our song of the week. James Harden trade, which blockbuster trade, is showing out to be not worth it because niggas is 0-2 since this trade happened. What's your thoughts? Because you got this nigga on your fantasy team.
I have all those niggas on my fantasy team. I just got off of Kawhi. I just traded him. But, bro, I get it. First, though, Tyloo wilding because he playing the ego game. He let Russ start. I'm like, who's creating offense off the bench? Because it's like, Russ been looking like they most consistent player through 2 games. Like, Kawhi got you his little 17. PG, he's going is live and die by his jump shot right now. But Harden is just like, yo, there was this perfect play last night when they played the Nets. Nick, I think Kawhi, one of them broke down the defense, got to the rim. Harden's in the corner. Niggas passing the ball. Wide ass open. This nigga took 2 dribbles to take a 3 and got his shit punched. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Where's the basketball IQ from one of the greatest offensive engines of all time? Now, granted, when it comes to fantasy, I drafted him like the 4th or 5th round. So if he averages 18 and 7, I'm fine. With a steal and 2 threes, high free throw, he fits the build of my new team. I'm not mad at it. But just from a perspective of like, you cried for this. Y'all always like, yo, we'll take Harden. We would it. But now this shit look clunky. And I granted, there hasn't been training camp. They haven't really had. They had a couple days of practice last week. They only had it looked like 2 plays. And it's the same story. Like, they start off slow in the first quarter. They get it going in the second and third. Somebody starts carrying. And the fourth quarter, they end up losing by double figures. Granted, last night they had a 3 at the buzzer that, made it look closer than it was. To a team that was missing, 2 starters? 3 starters because Cam Thomas got hurt too. So 3 starters, and Ben Simmons didn't play, I don't think. So 4 starters, if we being real. It's bad. And I can say it came down to they played 2 teams that are more so built on team and depth and can hit you from different ways and have their style established. But there's little things that have to be done. They need to establish who's the point guard. And the luxury of having 4, you can talk one of them into coming off the bench. I think the rotations don't make sense. I think that Plumlee getting hurt sucks because now you don't have a backup center. I think they're trying to trade for one now. There's no designated shooter on the roster. I think that also shows. They don't have a guy like in JJ Redick, Reggie Jackson, a 40% guy who's going to catch and shoot that shit. Because like I said, Harden caught that shit and took a dribble to the side. I was like, nigga, you dribbled into defense? It was nasty.
This trade don't make no sense, bro. To me, this is one of those trades that it looks good on paper. And if you was probably playing 2K on the system, fire trade. I feel like niggas who's playing with them on 2K is killing niggas. But in actuality, there's too many ball dominant people. The only nigga that maybe is not that ball dominant compared to the other 3 is Kawhi. But even Kawhi gonna need his touches. I just don't think they should have traded. Sixers should have took one of the other niggas. Maybe Russ, maybe Paul.
If I'm being honest, and this is like what I was thinking, because over the summer there were discussions about trading Paul George. He's been their best player. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay all 3 of those niggas upwards of $35 to $45 million. You pick 2. Who are going to be the 2? If we being honest, they last 2 playoff runs after going to the conference finals, PG has not been there. He had COVID in 1. He was hurt last year. He couldn't play. Right? Sunk cost. He'll get you in the regular season. That's fine. You just got Harden. New York, where you at? Emmanuel Quickly. Evan Fournier.
That's not bad.
Isaiah Hartenstein. One more guy. A first-round pick and a pick swap. And you protect the first-round pick top 7 for Paul George. You plug him in. Listen to this. Julius Randle, Paul George, RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, and Mitchell Robinson. You got Quentin Grimes off the bench. You need a backup point guard. You can go find one off the waiver wire, or you give Deuce McBride a shot. You still got Josh Hart. You still got Dante DiVincenzo. You need a backup big man. Why not? It's 1 year. You're not going to pay Fournier. The way Quickly's playing, you got to pay him $100 million. You want to trust your 6th man of the year to be a $120 million guy? He's a good player, very good player. No. The only part that sucks, you lose Hartenstein. Or maybe you don't do Hartenstein, maybe you add Grimes into the mix because you got DiVincenzo and Josh Hart locked up. So you give them a prospect so you can keep a pick or put more protections on a pick. Right? Philly. How about this? Tobias Harris. Furquan Korkmaz. You find one more piece. Maybe when, you see whatever.
Honestly, for Philly, Anybody except for Embiid and Maxey is up in the air. If you want them, you could take them.
Bro, there's teams. You put a Paul George on.
Now you forgetting the Lakers. What are we doing, Lakers? Can we?
They're not going to trade. They're not going to trade stars. Even if it's just what's it called? If they got to move D'Lo and Rui, I think that's more of a summer trade. They're not going to do it in season. It would make sense.
Now, before we get to the next, okay, now you said they have to choose 2 at the end of this year if they make it through.
Because this is all 3.
Because honestly, this lineup is basically, if it's not a chip, it's over this year. If it's not a chip, it's over.
They got to be in the conversation.
Who are you choosing out of those 4?
To keep
2
or to trade?
Yeah, to keep.
I'm picking Harden and I'm picking Westbrook is on a 2-year cheap deal. I'm keeping Westbrook regardless. But out of those 3, I'm checking Harden and Kawhi. Kawhi showed in the playoffs like last year. He was by himself. In those 3 games he played, those 2 games he played, nigga averaged 40. Like, if he is there or if they have a Harden who, like if you got 3 of those guys and you could put some shooting around them, like you get a stretch 4 and you get a shooter, they're fine. Somebody that doesn't need. The thing about it is all 4 of them need to dribble to get a shot. That's the hardest part in basketball. When you got 4 great players and they all play the same way. So I'm taking Harden because I know he says he's a system. Cool. I know he's going to make it through the regular season. Cool for the most part. He's going to give you 20 points, 10 assists, maybe 25 and 12. That's perfect. You put some role players that's durable through the season. You let Kawhi, play his 65 games. You bring Russ off the bench. It works. And again, Paul George got a lot of value. He's a lot of these young players' favorite player. His game is probably the smoothest out of all of them. And you put him on a team where he's getting 20 shots, 18 shots. Why not?
But I think he's gonna fight hard because he got his podcast, which is dope podcast. Shout out to his podcast.
Fire. But think about it.
A lot of his people is there. But I mean, Patrick Beverly does it well with Rome. So,
bro, we got Skype, like we got Zoom. They can still be there. It's fine. I'm just saying it could work.
I think I'm gonna go with yours. I think James Harden needs a lot of star. I think they could have done a better run in the playoff last year if Embiid was really playing on the MVP level like he was during the whole season. Yeah, and I don't think Embiid wasn't doing that. But now, Slick, this next one before we get to our song of the week, this shit pissed me the fuck off, bro. Was this debate because Lakers lost to Miami? I ain't gonna lie, Reddish. You better keep for punishment, my nigga. Keep that arm in the air for a few hours, bro. Because this is the second time you missed a game-winning shot, and niggas is. I know you bust niggas ass
in high school,
and in high school and shit. Niggas is living off that potential of you, but so far since the preseason, my nigga, besides the defensive capabilities, you're looking shaky. I'm not gonna go into that, but anywho. They said that would LeBron be in the top 5 of all time without the Miami Heat stint?
Yeah.
So that means you would have to remove 2 championships,
or they might
2
be
Finals MVP,
and 4 appearances.
I think he won 2 MVPs with the Miami Heat.
Got 2 MVPs. So do I think he would still be in the top 5? I think that I think he would be in the top 5. I think the 2 Miami championships helped him learn how to win. But I think he still would have got there. And I think that if we're being honest, him not going to if he went anywhere else but Miami, he went to New York, he stays in Cleveland, and they somehow find a star. They do that Amari Stoudemire trade that they should have did instead of trying to keep J.J. Hickson. Stupidest shit ever.
I found out they was going to go there, but they re-signed Amari. That's what he said. If they didn't re-sign, because the reason why, because Chris Bosh was going to go wherever he went, and because they signed. Once again, this is a sad day for Knicks fans once we found this shit out. Because they signed Amari Stoudemire. We didn't get LeBron.
I mean...
Continue.
Hey, I think that Braun would have been in that Wilt Chamberlain conversation. He would have he probably would have got the record for MVPs. He'd have got 6 of them things. He would have probably been more inclined to get his shooting up. But then you also got to think about what was happening in the organization. I think he still would have ended up leaving. Or forcing a trade. Maybe not forcing a trade, but I think he would have ended up leaving and he would have found a situation that might have been better. So can you think about it? Him and D-Wade, they only teamed up because they was friends. It wasn't, it's a Clipper situation where they started out like 4 and 5, like legitimately do my turn, your turn. It wasn't until niggas changed their game and they could do that because they was 26 and 28.
It wasn't until they lost that finals when they had to say who was that guy until D Wade had to concede his position and be like, nigga, you the leader. Do your thing.
Yeah, it was more important for Bron to be that front guy, and D Wade took the step back, and it might even extended his career a little bit because it's like I don't have to every night go for 40. You feel me? On already shaky knees. I think he still would have been top 5, maybe top 7. It would have been more of an argument because they'd have been like, "Where's the hardware?" I still think he would have ended up with like 3 rings. I think he probably would have got one in Cleveland. And you got to think about this draft and the type of guys that Cleveland was drafting. I think as the league started changing to more pick and roll, I think they would have realized playing Bron at the 4 and trying to find other players. Think about guys that were in the draft. You were getting, Paul George at 12, Gordon Hayward at 10. Like, there was talent. Guys at 17, 18 were, like, all-star caliber players. And I think that to beat Boston, people would have realized they had to sync up. So I think that would have worked out eventually. My
problem with this was, did we not see what the fuck he did in Cleveland? He left Cleveland because Cleveland wasn't able to do. The management sucked. The management sucked. No superstar was going to come, but he was dominating the league. He was having the best record every year. He took that bum ass Cleveland team in 2007 to the NBA Finals. He won 2 MVPs. He had a defensive player. He was doing a whole it was my thing, and I agree with what LeBron tweeted. Maybe less rings, but still would have been dominant. He would still break the all-time leading record. All-time scoring record. He would still have all the accolades. It's just him. Now, granted, yes, he learned the quote-unquote heat coach who taught him how to be a championship, but I'm talking about, you have to understand, for me, this falls into 2 scenarios. This goes to a scenario where LeBron leaves by himself and goes to another team by himself, or a second scenario where he goes with Chris Bosh and D Wade. Imagine if LeBron went to San Antonio. Let's play this scenario out, Slick, because Pop is his favorite coach. This is before Kawhi Leonard got there. If he went there with Tony Parker, Manu, and Tim Duncan, because Pop is his favorite coach, he probably might be the greatest of all time with the rings.
I'm about to say he didn't even have to go that far. He could have went to the Lakers with Kobe.
So that's what kind of, I'm like, yeah, give credit to the Heat for teaching him. And I don't even think they really teach them for real, because they keep talking about this Heat culture. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas. Bro, the Heat culture ain't really no damn Heat culture for real. The first championship D Wade won, they got Shaq. Shaq was still dominant. They bought their shit. And after Shaq left, and after that, they was losing. Before LeBron got there, they was losing. LeBron left, they was losing. And after LeBron left, this nigga was in the finals for like 4 or 5 years straight. Even in 2018 when he wasn't supposed to be there. And honestly, fuck Kevin Durant. I'm sorry, Kevin Durant, you're gonna catch this stray. Because if your bum ass did not go to the Warriors, he would probably have 6 rings.
Shit, fuck Kyrie's kneecap. He definitely would have won in 15.
And we wouldn't have known about nothing about Stephen Curry. We might have still called him the greatest 3-point shooter ever. But he would have had the championship.
Steph would have still got his 2 or 3. I think it's just the fact
because that 2015, if Kyrie and Kevin Love was still,
Kyrie was on his ass that first game. He was busting his ass.
And niggas found out the formula to whip his ass in 2016. And then these niggas bought KD. And the Cavaliers didn't upgrade nothing. They didn't add an extra star or anything.
They tried, but it was just chemistry. It was too many guys that need to dribble to be good. You can't have a bunch of guys that need to dribble around LeBron.
And legit, the Warriors kept the same nucleus and just added the Grim Reaper.
They traded Harrison Barnes and who was their center? I forgot his name. Not even dope. I forgot his name. I ain't gonna lie to you.
For the 7-foot Slim Reaper.
Yeah. So
what the fuck was he supposed to do? LeBron's supposed to really have 3 more championships. Matter of fact, he should have been beat. And the Maverick finals. We can still talk about.
Yeah, he wasn't winning that one. He wasn't ready. He didn't understand it. He didn't. Again, when you got niggas that do the same thing and one person's been in, the other one hasn't. How do I take a step back? Where do I fit in? And if I fit in, you're gonna be mad I didn't stand out.
And I think the pressure of him being the villain for the first time in his career, because he's always been so beloved, fucked with his mental as well when it come to that. So I say LeBron will still be.
He did give us. He gave us the best line. Like, at the end of the day, I'm rich. I made it. You still go
That's
home.
fact.
I was like, oh, that nigga cold. That nigga was spitting, boy.
To me, LeBron without the Miami Heat stint would still be top 2 and not 2. You telling me no matter what, if he stayed in Cleveland, he's still gonna get some more MVPs. He's still gonna have the scoring title. He's still gonna do everything else. He probably might win a championship, but he's still gonna have all the accolades outside of the championship. Honestly.
That's offending. Ready for these songs of the week?
All right, let's get to our songs of the week. If you listen to this on YouTube, please exit and go to our live podcast app, which is available on iOS and Android. Or you go to one of the favorite streaming platforms or to our Spotify and Apple Music playlist and listen to our songs of the week. Now, what's your song of this week?
I got 2.
That was Scotty or Scooty. I don't know her name, but shout out to her. She Haitian, though. On the Radar Freestyle. Shout out to her, though. But you go listen to our Apple Music playlist, or our Spotify Music playlist for our previous songs of the week, but that's not what you're here for. You're here for the people's choice, the people's favorite, Slick Drop It.
I can be toxic, but so what? You gonna love it here. Shit, fuck is you talking about? We have fun over here. It's very fun here.
And it's fun indeed. Welcome to the Toxic Service announcement. All right, it's just us this week, but promise you we're going to have some new guests this upcoming week. But, Slick, we missed out on a lot of toxic topic all for just 1 week. I know you felt some way about this. Joe Smith recently found out that his wife has OnlyFans, and this we had to talk about it. By now, if you're on social media, you already knew about it already. Slick, real quick, what's your whole thoughts about this?
Man. That was kind of the reason I was like, damn. I watched it. I think I watched it with Shorty, too, when she was breaking down. I was like, first of all, why are you recording this man telling you he don't fuck with your shit? I know it's probably like a skit or publicity. Like, I think everything is fake now online.
Apparently, he left her and he's staying at his sister's house.
Oh, shit. Damn, I guess it was a skit. It didn't play well, but I also, this might not go well. I fake understood her. And I'm going to say why. I know normally I don't sympathize with this type of stupid shit.
That's what she did for Survival.
Yeah, 100%. And we all know Joe Smith that had some bad business deals in the past. She said, like, I came to you for answers multiple times, and you didn't have an answer for me. And she's from the adult film industry. She's had some success in other ventures and started her own businesses. And her man wasn't in a position to be a man. She wasn't getting no side dick. She was just doing how she became the woman she was when he met her. You feel me? And I think that this might not go well. A lot of times we expect, as men especially, if we have a woman with questionable decision-making or questionable past, a lot of times we be like, yo, she going to change for me. Yeah. And if you change and stop doing the shit you did to get her to change, guess what happens? She going to change back, stupid.
Unfortunately, you are right, and I got to agree with you. But this also just, oh, shit. Do I want to be like PC, Brian? Because we got some upcoming guests that I need to be PC for.
It's fine, bro.
Also,
let your balls drop,
bro. This is why you don't accept women's past. Hey, cancel me.
Wow, I did not
cancel me. This. I agree with you. I agree with you, bro. What she did, she went back to her tactics that made her survive. And I did my research on her. She was a very good performer back in the days. I did my homework on her. I can't be mad at her. The nigga wasn't doing what he had to do at that moment, and I guess there was a miscommunication, and she's raking in more money. As long as she's helping out with the house and she's doing, I agree with you.
I feel like,
but with that said, is it wrong for guys to be like, I don't want to accept your past? Then
absolutely not.
If that's the case,
absolutely not. You know what you sign up for. I think that the problem is, again, a nigga feeling hopeless. It come down to that money.
Exactly.
Money make a motherfucker act right, but money make another motherfucker act weird when they don't get.
And I saw the video when they said that, yo, men love
hoes
better than women, and not better, but because I already see the think pieces. You hate black women. You hate women. I already see it. Calm down.
I just said men love hoes, so that was my fault. Whoops.
But men, I don't want to. Because women get triggered off of some words, so I don't want to trigger them off of a word because they will focus on that word than the actual.
Oh
message.
no, yeah. But
Men love more sincerely.
Men love
or love more unconditionally
than women. Just say men love better than women. We can say it. I'll say. You want me to say it? I will say it. Now, I'm a tag team.
Future guests, if you listen to this, we could change my mind on it.
I got you. I'm not gonna make it some ignorant male chauvinistic shit. If you think about the relationships, right? A lot of times, not a lot of times. I'm gonna be wild. Fuck it. In most situations, when all things are equal, it's beautiful, right? A man will love his woman to the ends of the earth. What's the age-old saying? Yeah, she ain't shit, but she mine.
Can I just add a slight edit to that?
Go ahead.
I agree with you. He might do something out of pocket, possibly as getting like outside coochie.
I'm about to say, like,
right there. He might get some outside coochie, but that doesn't mean he's not going to stop loving you. He's not going to sit here and stop trying to do anything for you. Continue.
100%. I was gonna get there. You just skip my point.
Oh, my fault.
A little cheating. He might make some poor choices, but he's never leaving. It take a real fucked up situation for that man to leave. A woman will change her mind over a bag. A woman will change her mind over an interaction. A woman will change her mind because she thinks she met her soulmate, and it's not the nigga she stay at home with. And I'm not saying it's all women. This is not about all women. There are more cases, examples. You look at your friend groups. Look at your group chats. If you look at a nigga's group chat, what he gonna say? Yo, that bitch bad. I hit. That's it. Girls like, ooh, that nigga just gotta act right. I'm gonna go get that. Think about that. Think about what is okayed on socials. What is okayed in friend groups? What is okay? A nigga gonna be like, you sure? Nah, you ain't doing that. You can hit that, bro. I could, but I mean, what's that get me? You feel me? Girls, oh, he trying to fly you out. Shit, though, let's go. You feel me? It's a dirty game. So to your point about not accepting women's past, if you know a person, you can't always say what a person is doing is predicated, like it is survival. But if you also see how a person's moving, and it's done in a shady way or in a way where it's like, yo, I met you because you cheated on that nigga. You feel me? Yeah. I don't expect you not to do me like that.
Or I started fucking with you and I knew that you had a roster of niggas that was handling certain things for you.
Absolutely. Like, I seen it. I know what you're not going to tell me you're not a frog. You feel me?
You know what I mean?
I'm not mad at you for it.
That'd be my main beef in today's dating, because certain women wants to be able to do all these things and then don't suffer the repercussions. Not suffer the repercussions, but don't want to accept.
There's no accountability for the action.
Yes, no accountability for the actions.
I'm tempted.
And as a man, we understand, like, women understand patterns when, you know, some shit is wrong in a relationship. But men understand the pattern. Like, all right, if you're doing XYZ, you're doing X. Okay, now if shit gets tough, are you gonna resort back to that? And this is the exact case. So that's why I can't be upset at her. I hope you don't think we bashing her, because she's doing what she's do for survival.
Yeah, no, we 100%.
Shit got tough.
We understand.
Nigga wasn't doing his job. And the thing about it is, for my niggas out here right now, if you do go get that OnlyFans, or you do go get that girl with the promiscuous past, or who just had all that, just a whole bunch of other stuff, understand that you can't let up. It's that maintenance. You're gonna if you want to continue to be Delulu in this love that y'all have, make sure you do whatever in your power to maintain that status quo. Because if you're gonna be naive and think that once that status quo, something happens to that status quo and shit might not change,
it never goes
you better
away.
pray, because I'm telling you right now, the odds are not in your favor.
You're gonna lose,
and that's some real shit.
You're gonna lose her just as quickly as you got her.
And I know women will be like, oh, not all women.
Yes.
But at the end of the day,
yes,
you have to understand from a male perspective is we do not get sympathy. We do not get sympathy for making these choices. We don't get no repercussions. We don't get no our investment back. There's nobody's going to help us out. We can't complain. Niggas going to tell us get off of our strap boots and go get it again.
That's a fact.
So that's why guys are precautious with decisions like that, and that's why we prefer to have a woman who does not have that past, in a sense, because we have to be smart. Because really, in all honesty, for men in love, it's a gamble for women, but I'm not going to say it, because, you know, women don't like when we have more adversity than
say
dumb.
it, just say it, bro. As a woman,
We have a higher risk with the gambling shit with love. The risk is high.
A woman can get another nigga like that. She can have another nigga yesterday. You know how hard it is as a nigga to find a quality woman to, like, you feel me? Ain't nobody flying me out. Ain't nobody buying me flowers. Ain't nobody trying.
And guys will settle better. Guys, like once we settle with you, it's gonna take us longer to leave you. That, like you said earlier, it's gonna take some fucked up shit for us to leave you. When girls settle, and they find and something better comes around,
they out. Dipset. It's just not working for me anymore. I wasn't. You weren't being a man. You weren't being man enough. What, bitch? What the fuck are you talking to?
And you want to know an example? Look what we talked about 2 episodes ago. Tyrese's ex-wife. Shit hit the fan. He went to go save the marriage, and she left. And now that she realized the other side ain't green like it used to be,
I'm sorry.
She wants to.
Yeah. He's just like, yo, you did me hella foul, and I want to look me in my face and act like shit sweet.
And the thing about it, what gets me aggravated too, is y'all know that y'all emotional creatures. Y'all say this to us all the time, but when we say it back to you guys, when y'all are emotional with your decision, y'all give us conflict back. And we're not saying men are perfect. We're not saying men are perfect in marriage, relationships.
Yeah, we're dumb as fuck. We understand it. We accept it.
Yeah, we have our flaws. But my thing about it is women accept your flaws too and understand. But more so when you're listening to this section of the podcast, understand the perspective of a man in a relationship. That's why guys are hesitant of getting married. That's why guys are hesitant for the commitment. Because we know that if we commit, if we actually get that commitment, we in there for the long haul. So we want to make sure our probability for success is higher than failure. We're not going to go into some shit with 40% rate.
That's offending.
We're going to make sure that shit is over 50.
Or we at least we're going to make sure we got to make sure we have all the fun we can.
You feel me? When you're looking for a guy to commit or to propose to you, make sure you get that approval rate in the majority, and then we can talk about that. I think that's good though. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take that Lawson Pippen and Marcus Jordan. You wildin' real quick. Y'all niggas is wildin'. And you asking your pops to be the best man.
It's all me.
You bugged the fuck out. You bugged the fuck out.
Marcus Pippen.
I can believe this bitch babysit him.
Yo,
that nigga was plotting for a minute.
He definitely living the MILF fantasy. Like the fact that this hasn't been a porno created about this is wild. And let's just keep it a stack. This is called I feel like I should have been a bigger star syndrome, so that I'm going to do everything to grab headlines. Once this shit started picking up, them niggas ran with it. I don't think this shit is genuine at all, but it's okay.
That's a fact. Prayers to you, Scottie Pippen. Now spin the block. I ain't gonna lie to you, Slick. It's no longer cover season. I don't adhere to the cover season. It's spin the block season. I see Nelly, Janet Jackson, Jermaine Dupri. Who else was spinning the block again? There's mad other people spinning the block. Yo, if you get a text from me during the holiday season and at Thanksgiving, like, yo, I'm not grateful for the season because I've been not in contact with you. If you hear that from me, I'm spinning the block again because this is a success rate, okay? This is a success rate out here. I ain't gonna hold you. I love it. I'm seeing Nelly and Ashanti, my nigga, bro. This shit had me. I wanna cheese how that nigga is cheesing. You feel me? I love a girl who got some character growth to her. Ashanti got that character growth, got that nigga nice, and he treating her well too. I love it.
She put on that 40-year-old 40. She hit 40 and it got thicker. That's what you're talking about. That's the character growth I'm looking for. I think I'm gonna say it for Nelly. I think that again, niggas recognize when they like. I can't even say what I want to say. My pops said some wild shit the other day about my mother, and I was just like, nigga, you stupid. Like, niggas be learning. Like, niggas understand, like, yo, I had a good one, or I have a good one. I fucked it up. Oh, you get back in, you feel like, oh shit, she not mad at me. We sort of at versus, nigga. That nigga walked across the whole stage, like, look at my bitch, looking like everything.
Now, I want to put a disclaimer. Spin the block season is not for you niggas that had a 6-month break, a year break, even a 2-year break. It gotta be a limit. If it's more than 2 years, then you can spin the block. Because I ain't gonna hold you. If you spin the block around that time frame,
In 2 years,
just go in there for a nut.
I'm about to say,
Just go.
and in 2 years, y'all probably fucked a few times in that 2 years too. So it's probably like it don't make sense.
Yeah, because there ain't no real character growth. Y'all niggas didn't really go through enough life yet. Ashanti and Nelly been broken up for years. They had some other long-term relationship, so their character growth went up. So that's why they're in a happier space now.
Nelly was whole engaged. I feel like, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was whole engaged, and that shorty stood around with him with that rape charge too. So I ain't gonna hold you.
She was just a placeholder. That's crazy.
Oh, that's a fact. She was a placeholder.
Sorry, we'll get into terminology another day.
But yeah, so once again, it's spin the block season. It has to be more than 2 years. You have to have preferably with my spin the block, I want 3 years. I want to, not that I want you to get more dick, but I want just hop on some few, suck some few frog dicks before you get to the prince.
There's levels to spin the block though, because it's like we wasn't in a relationship, but we just talked a little bit. That's easy. You could do that within 10 years because we never was together. We just was talking, and one of us disappeared for a couple.
Oh, you never had that shorty where it was just never the right time.
Never the right time.
Yeah, fucked, but. She got in a relationship and then she broke up and then you got into a situation, so you never got that. Now, if that's that shit, spin that block right now. Okay.
If we was never officially together, you could spin the block anytime, any place, anywhere, because it's gonna come up.
But if you was in a whole relationship, I ain't gonna lie, 2 years minimum, at least, and then spin that block. But shout to y'all. But now, before we end this off, Dirty Mac is on a high, and Jeezy, I'm with you.
I'm gonna just play it.
You saw his face lit up when she said she used to fuck with drug dealers and shit.
Oh, let's just play it.
Right? And you gotta know when it's time to be done.
Right.
And that's usually not about another person, an affair, or some chick that's willing to make you feel like a king, because that's why most men cheat. Most men cheat because
that's fascinating to me.
It's so gross. It's so stupid.
I personally, this is my quote, and real niggas don't cheat.
You don't think so?
Fuck your shit.
I kind of understand what you mean when you say that.
They do not.
I understand what you mean when you say that.
It's something in us that makes us want to be right across the board.
But is that so that you are living up to the expectation that you've set for yourself?
You may gotta see that nigga.
What? You gotta fight that nigga, bro. I know he the snowman, but
you may gotta fight that nigga. What? How the fuck dare you insult me in front of my I'm still trying to get my family back.
Hey, the thing about it is, that nigga Jeezy cheated before too.
Expeditiously, absolutely. Maybe not in this phase of life, but Jeezy did cheat back in the day. That nigga said, I don't even understand why men would cheat. I'm fascinated by it.
Cheat.
Real niggas don't.
It just goes against our moral code, our principle. Like if a nigga cheated on you,
and you know what's crazy? She didn't even realize she was getting got. That's why women get me tight. You don't even realize when you getting got. Like what? Because I'm like, hey. Trying back.
You see, it's just how surprised. She was like, "Oh, really?" Instant puddle fall. She was like, "Oh my god,
stupid!" Now you in his hotel room ordering room service the next day.
And that's when she hit her with the line like, "Yeah, I used to back in the days I was dating drug dealers because I'm from South Central LA." Oh, he was like, "Oh, really?"
Yo, stupid. Because you know what it is.
I love it here.
We dumb. As men, we dumb. We so dumb. We be missing this out when girls be flirting with us. Women, we could tell y'all. Every man that's not in your immediate family has probably been hitting on you. You can either friend zone it, but let you go through some shit. Oh, now all of a sudden you legally blind and morally dumb. No, nigga, you've been got. You've been got. You don't even realize you've been got. That nigga is texting her, hey, thanks for the interview last night. Yo, if you in town, let's go get dinner or some shit. I mean, I guess, we can just debrief real quick. Oh, and then guess what? He's debriefing her for the next 6 years. Or at least 6 weeks.
And guess this what? They could still not be official with it because I just got out of the thing. I'm getting a divorce.
Both of them. Now look, you got your situation. That's a little crazy. I got my situation. That's a little crazy. Like, well, okay, let's just be there for each other. Let's be friends.
What's your thoughts on Dirty Mackin' though? I'm half and half with it. Half and half with it.
Yo, I don't think I was ever.
I'm scared of the karma though. I'm scared of the karma because I have Dirty Mac, but I don't want that happening to me.
No. I don't think I'm Dirty Mac. I'm the type of nigga be like, yo, you sure? Like, I'm gonna look at you like TV. I'm looking at the camera like break the fourth wall. Like, is this bitch stupid. Like, that nigga is fucking somebody. But I'm like, all right, whatever. If that's what type of time you on, you got it.
Nah. My favorite. I don't OD with the dirty Mac. My favorite dirty Mac. Like, yo, he's doing that to you. Like, yo, if I was with you, I would never done that. Like, you just so split. I love that. I love that shit.
For that in 2024, you deserve whatever happens to you, mama. I'm sorry. You deserve it.
Yo, there's a plenty of niggas. Oh, wait. He has you in the situation. Y'all been talking, and he hasn't put a title. Like, yo, if I was fucking with
that's
you,
crazy.
Like, then made you my girl. I've been took you out on these vacations.
Like, damn, 2 years. What's he waiting for? He don't really like you like that. And then she know when she come home, like, you don't like me. Who told you that? That wasn't an original. That wasn't an original.
Feel
thought.
me? Like,
what's this nigga name that got you all hot and bothered? Just let me know,
bro. Not yo. I don't want to, like, you ever been talking to a guy? She come with an attitude and shit. You
mad random. Mad random. I said good morning. What? Why you got beef? You not talking? What the fuck you mean? You don't like me? What the fuck you mean? I don't like you.
Like, and then she start getting annoyed. Like, usually you put a plate down. She usually don't say too much, but like, oh my god, like,
nah, nigga.
I keep like, am I living with kids? Why you can't just pick up after yourself? You be like,
yo, the subs on social, you be like, bitch, you said you was having a great day when I text you. What is this?
Yo, I mean, like, I try not to dirty Mac because, you know, you don't want that comment back to you, though.
Yo, when you get old enough to really realize the shit that you be like, oh, that bitch was a fucking genius, but she's also an idiot. How you fall for that dumb shit?
And you thinking that nigga really gonna treat you different than me, bitch?
Yo, I was with you before you got your tooth fixed. Like, what's happening?
They don't know how crazy you are. That's the thing about it. Them niggas got the good version of you. They don't see that shit crazy that I had to deal with. Once they get a peek of that shit, they're not gonna fuck with you.
Yo, bro, take her back, bro. Who is this? Don't worry about this. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Take her back. Nah, nigga, fuck you. You did it to yourself. She's your queen. It's over. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to the Dirty Mackers out there, though.
Dirty Mac get filthy though. Oh man, I was just thinking back to the young days. I was like, damn, niggas really used to Dirty Mac crazy.
Oh, that's offending. I ain't gonna hold you.
Everybody wanted the same girl. That was the funniest part about it. But like, yo, nah, what you mean? He fucking Shorty from down the block. What you mean? What?
I love it when Shorty is in college. Remember back in college, she had a nigga back at home and she was there.
That's not Dirty Mac.
I love it.
That's not Dirty Mac. I was just keeping her company.
Also, and now you studying with a nigga?
Boy.
Now also you're not an A student.
It'd be funny because it's always like when the nigga who is Dirty Macking and he got a situation, Shorty with the whole boyfriend, husband, whatever combination, she be mad as shit. Like, her nigga be trying to figure out why you got an attitude. Don't worry about it. I'm all right. Nah, you saw the nigga that you fucking with other bitches.
When Shorty's not longer staying on the phone longer, now like, oh, I got a program to go to. I'm sorry, babe. Oh, I gotta study it. You be like, oh shit, I lost my bitch.
That ass. Many a nigga. Shit.
And don't even get on her nerve one time. Do not get on her nerve one time.
You don't know I'm it up here in these streets. Yo, especially freshman, sophomore year. Oh, man, this is a secret, ladies and gentlemen. If you go to freshman, sophomore year for women, that's y'all peak. I don't give a fuck what they tell you because you are fresh, you are new. Niggas is like
naive,
dumber than regularly dumb. And we're not calling you dumb in a derogatory way. We're saying like we know girls can play dumb when they want something or they feel a type of way that they don't know how to communicate. And going back to the Joe Smith shit, just to double back real quick, we defended her because she said what the problem was. So nigga could cry all he want. She communicated like an adult what her problem was and why she made the decision she chose to make. I respect it. Now come in here when you just dumb because the nigga ain't answer your phone call or he ain't buy you something that you wanted in the right time frame and then you go do some wild shit. You stupid. You dumb. Communicate.
and then we didn't even mention that Cameron shot his shot at Shorty.
Yo.
Oh yeah, you do the body rub shit? Yeah, girl, yeah.
Yeah, nah, Ime got you older niggas. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck if he was wrong.
Cause look what happened. She low. She just lost her nigga. Niggas mad at her and whatnot. But now this nigga is complimenting her, making her feel good. Bitches love it when niggas make them feel good. Oh my god.
Your girlfriend done got in your ear. Like, I mean, I guess if he would have did it, he should. If he wanted to, he would. But he want to.
And then they magically slip and fall on subpoenas.
I'm about to say magically, and then come home like you said, mad at you. Like, why you ain't washed the dishes? The sink is empty. What are you talking about? You just sitting there like,
And you know, and the thing about it that kills me, and fellas, this might fuck up a home. We might fuck up a home with this. So she's upset at you for that first week or two, right? Then all of a sudden, she's back to normal without you even doing anything. And that's when you, if you in that situation, fellas, if she went back to normal or she just stopped being complaining and stopped quieting, she cheated.
She got
dick. You know that, right?
She definitely got some dick. She's remorseful. She crying and shit. She fucked, and that nigga said, "Thanks for the ass, honey. You gotta go." It happens.
She got some dick now.
She's fine.
So she already did her dirt. So now that she did dirt, I'm gonna stop complaining with this nigga because I don't want this nigga to find out that I fucked.
Or even so, she found out the dick she was kissing was a frog. She's like, God damn, this wasn't my prince. Let me go home. Damn, we don't fuck this. Let's wrap up this dark.
Yeah, we gonna bring this up when we have some females on Dirty Mac.
It's gonna be a fight because we gonna tell them that they dumb.
You already know they're gonna deny. Like, oh no, what you meant? Like, if he was doing what he's supposed to do, I wouldn't.
Did you talk to him? No. Oh, stupid.
Why was you texting him after? Oh, but why you giving me your Instagram? It's just Instagram. You supposed to follow. No. Bitches love doing that. If they don't give out the number, they give out the social media, and then they want to be surprised when niggas is reacting and replying to.
Niggas want to get out of pocket.
We're going for hours with this. We gonna bark it here. We gonna wait till we have female guests, and it's gonna be a great gender debate.
Shit.
We're not doing a choose one this week because we already went past the limit for this episode. We'll do a choose one next week.
We 15 minutes over. Now that should be true. They use the social like, yo, yeah, nah, it don't count because it's on Instagram.
Because they don't feel that bad. Because girls be feeling guilty, but they don't want to feel like they did something wrong.
Yeah, so they don't mind.
They know that if they gave the number, if it's not a work husband or a nigga that she could justify if she works with the nigga. But if it's a nigga that's outside of anything, social media doesn't mean nothing. It's just social media. I don't have to respond or anything like that.
You ain't never telling no lie.
This shit did not.
Yeah, now we
spend the block season.
Spend the block part 2 coming soon. Yeah.
Yep. Dirty Mac part 2 is coming soon. We're gonna have a female perspective, but we do a choose one next week. Please download the Live Podcast app on iOS or Android. Please follow us on all social media at This Might Not Go Well. If you're any branding deals, business opportunities, please email us at thismightnotgowell@gmail.com. I'm the voice of the streets. that was my nickname.
Yeah, it was. You missed the outside.
B Breezy, aka him Duncan, Hemi Turner, him De La Ghetto, Poppy Sazon.
It's your boy Slick. I'm a civilian, but that was fun. I hope we didn't fuck up your house too much. Y'all be great. We'll see y'all next week. We out of here.
To cow.
Distinct beats. Try to tell them we up next, you can't stop that. This your favorite podcast. Every show is lit, baby. You know what we finna do. Slick gon' talk that slick talk, he gon' get political. Okay. Do not switch topics, niggas is toxic. Poppy shots don't always saying something wrong, but if you don't like it, what we saying, nigga, oh well. We try to tell you, baby, this might not go well. This might not go. Hey, that's it. One take. We not even doing it again. Keep that. That's the one.